Hey everyone, welcome back to my review series for Ironheart. My name is Raymond. We're diving into episode 5 today. Let's break it down. We kicked off with Natalie, Riri's AI, watching old footage of Riri and her late friend Natalie, trying to figure out how to be more human, how to be like the real Natalie. That opening scene, it got me right in the feels. Natalie's longing to connect with Riri is so heartfelt. Meanwhile, the trouble's brewing. Slug snatches Riri's iron suit with a magnet, while Natalie's distracted, setting the stage for chaos. Riri and her friend Selma hit up White Castle to unpack the mess Riri's in. Selma drops some heavy knowledge. They're dealing with Dormammu, a cosmic entity way out of Riri's league. Riri's all, I can chew a lot, which gave me a chuckle, but Selma's dead serious. Magic always has a cost. She mentions Caecilius, Kaecilius. Excuse me. That sorcerer from Doctor Strange who stand Dormammu and ended up with those creepy purple scars. Someone warns Riri that Parker isn't a dark sorcerer, but a greedy dude chasing respect through money, making him an easy puppet for entities like Dormammu. She tells Riri she might have to take Parker out permanently. Yikes. And Riri's like, there has to be another way. Enter the Blood siblings who crash White Castle to take Riri down. One of them's not thrilled about it. They clear the place out anyway. Riri gets creative, holding her own until the brother knocks her back. Yeah, she gets very creative in this fight. That's how she's able to hold her own. They taunt her, saying her death will make the headlines as brilliant genius dead. But Riri claps back, my death won't even make the news. Oof, that is dark, man. And the siblings are like, low key, we felt that. Riri spots her force field watch at their feet and tricks them into giving her one clean shot to make it fast, and traps them in the force field when they fire the gun. Smart move on their part. Then Clown shows up, going, "Hey, Riri!" and starts waving at her. Riri goes and she starts, Clown starts knocking on the window. Riri goes, she runs over there and she locks the door. Hilarious, but Clown blows the door open. They have a tense back and forth. Riri thought they were cool, but Clown's pissed because Riri killed John, their teammate. Riri counters that everybody's expendable, and that Clown should ask Parker about Rampage, and that Parker killed Rampage. She takes Clown down with the gas canister and one of Clown's own fancy grenades. Before Slug so she goes outside and Slug starts chasing her down in a big truck. But before she can crush her, Natalie frees herself, gets Riri into the iron suit, and flips Slug's truck around upside down. Slug takes one look at Riri in the suit and nopes right out of there. Post-fight, Riri's puking. Too many sliders for a brawl, girl. She confronts Natalie about dipping out earlier when Xavier freaked out over her existence. Natalie snaps back, "You're the problem here, Riri, not me," and says she's going to bed. And she nopes out of there. Then boom! Riri's shot out of the sky by an electric blast. Enters Zeke, who's all, "Yo, Riri, hello." He's been juiced up by Parker, who got him out of jail. Zeke's got new bionic powers and a grudge, hitting Riri with electricity and tearing her suit apart. He channels his dad, Obadiah, calling Riri an iron freak. Yeah, he's been trying to avoid becoming Obadiah. And he ends up being just like him, tearing apart another person in an iron suit. It is brutal. Riri begs for her life, and Zeke lets her go, warning her to leave Chicago or Parker won't be so forgiving. Clown sees Riri escape, though, so the secret's out. Riri limps home, pulling Natalie's hard drive from the wrecked suit. Her mom, Ronnie, is ready to lay into her, but stops when Riri, a broken and emotional mess, says, "I need help." Cue their tears, mine included. Ronnie and Riri have a heart-to-heart about why Riri's obsessed with the suit. It's not just because I can, it's because she couldn't save Gary and Natalie from the drive-by and watch them bleed out as the ambulance arrived a minute too late. The suit's her way to protect her loved ones. Ronnie pushes Riri to fight, not run, and takes her to Gary's old garage. There, Natalie shows Riri a memory of her and Gary dancing to Leon Bridges' Brown Skin Girl. Dun, 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 dun. No, okay. I was tearing up again. Riri realizes Chicago's her home and she has to fight for it. Ronnie reveals she bought Gary's old car, which always kept Riri safe, giving her a new spark of hope. Now, episode 5, this one's a gut punch. We pick up with the Hood Gang led by Parker in a tense elevator ride. Zeke claims he finished Riri, tossing her suit helmet on the table. Parker's not buying it, demanding details. Zeke's story is weak, says he hit her, she tumbled, boom, dead. Parker calls him out. No drama, no emotion, no believability. Clown goes, yeah, Parker's like, is he telling the truth? Clown goes, no. Then says, Zeke, Riri was kicking all their asses until Zeke showed up and clipped her wings and then tore the suit apart. Bury that iron bitch under the rumble. Parker then goes, that is how you tell a story. He walks Zeke out, offering him a spot in the Hood Gang. Zeke declines, but Parker reminds him of who got him out of jail. Ominous vibes. Meanwhile, Clown's suspicions of Parker grow. She has Slug hack into Rampage's autopsy report, revealing he OD'd, except Rampage didn't do drugs. Clown confronts Parker, who's offended but losing control. The voices in his head, Dormammu's influence, maybe, push him to attack Slug, choking him. Or her. Choking Slug. The blood siblings intervene, punching Parker and saying the Hood's messing him up. They didn't sign up for this. With Parker going, oh, okay then. You can leave. You're all fired. Clown questions what family even means to Parker, and he's got no answer. The Hood Gang is fractured. Parker's unraveling. Back at Gary's garage, Riri's rebuilding. She's tinkering when something catches fire. Classic Riri, calling herself a genius and a dumbass in the same breath. The kid from episode 1, Landon, shows up demanding his wagon and saying he came there only for his wagon and the $600 that Riri owes him. Love that kid. Riri's brainstorming a new power source to take on Parker, hinting at an infinite one. Someone suggests no. Yeah, so she's obviously thinking about using magic against Hood. Selma is there because they transitioned to where was it? Anyways, Selma suggests tapping into Dormammu's dark dimension for energy. Riri's hesitant. What if she ends up like Parker? Ronnie questions if Parker's power even comes from there. Selma's only 47% sure. Xavier arrives with coffee and juice, finding a letter with a Star Trek quote. Yeah, he opened up the headphones finally that Riri gave him in episode 2. And there was a letter from her with a Star Trek quote from Kirk. He tells Riri he would have understood about Natalie if she had been honest, echoing Natalie's earlier advice. Riri and Xavier work on a new iron suit, infusing it with dark dimension magic. Riri and Selma preps the magic circles, and the suit comes together, red and black looking. So but here's where it hurts. As Selma channels the magic, Natalie starts glitching. The processor can't handle both the magic and Natalie's programming. Riri tries to save her, but Natalie vanishes. That ending? Sober and heartbreaking. Selma warned that magic has a cost, and losing Natalie was it. I was tearing up. Natalie's been the heart of the show. Really been the heart of the show. Elsewhere, Zeke's packing to leave, but his neighbor Heather calls him out, saying he's ruined the stain name. Saying she's going to call the police, and Zeke saying, no, please don't, Heather. You don't ever see me again. Zeke moves to confront her, but Parker reveals Parker pulls up because Zeke's little electric trick isn't working. Parker reveals he's controlling Zeke's bionic upgrades. He forces Zeke to break into a mansion, the same one Parker and John robbed in the flashback in episode 4. Parker confronts the owner, it turns out to be his father, who threw him out at 12. His dad calls him a liability, and Parker, voice turning demonic and scars spreading, demands he sign a contract. His father complies, but says it will never be enough. Parker threatens to kill him if he stays or talks, and the scars on his face grow. Dormammu's his influence is clear. So, here are my final thoughts. Episode 5 set up a killer finale. The stakes are sky high. Zeke's under Parker's control. Natalie's gone, and Riri's got a new seat, but she paid a heavy price for that. Will she get Natalie back? Can she stop Parker and whatever entities behind the hood? The emotional depth. Riri's grief. Parker's daddy issues. Natalie's sacrifice makes this more than a superhero story. It's about family, loss, and fighting for home. That ending hit me hard, and I'm dying to see how episode 6 wraps it up. What did you think? Drop your thoughts below and let's geek out over this incredible series. Have a good day.